How's it going, everybody? This is Rob Novakast back with another video, and we're going to be doing another K9-Aversion video. But this is interesting, especially with what I'm about to share with you guys. And with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and just kind of say a few things. First, as per usual when it comes to videos like this, understand that myself and Novakast do not condone any forms of harassment, bullying, etc. So please do not go on to K9-Aversion's channel and send hate towards them, even though to some extent we talk shit and discuss them in our topics. Please, for all that is good, do not try to harass or bully them. With that, thank you. And the next thing I want to bring up is, especially when it comes to discussing this, is, as I've repeatedly mentioned in my videos, that I understand and am aware of people being afraid of dogs. However, when it comes down to situations like this, like K9-Aversion or I hate dogs, these people feed on those people's fears and spew false information. And to an extent, especially for people that are afraid of dogs, I feel that it kind of gives them a disservice to not just their intelligence, but as well as feeding on, or at least adding on to their fear with information about the animals that they discuss that is more likely untrue. So when it comes to videos like the ones I've been producing, it's more of the fact that I know that I'm probably not going to change the minds of K9-Aversion or I hate dogs, etc. But at the same time, when it comes down to certain information, I want to combat it. Especially when it comes to information that is untrue. And especially when it comes to information, or at least logic, that K9-Aversion brings up, like trying to compare what victims of sexual assault deal with in terms of the behaviors of dogs. With that out of the way, I think I'm going to go ahead and just kind of get started with this, because it is actually kind of interesting, especially since K9-Aversion, unbeknownst to her, decided to share a website that literally teaches people how to have awareness and educate people on how to interact with dogs. Now, just so you guys know, if you go on to K9-Aversion's channel, next to the channel art, there is a PayPal donation. There is also a dog spite website. There is a Pitbull Victims Awareness, a Reddit page, which I'm sure was created by her, and another link that goes to something called Doxing Friends. Here's a screenshot here of the home page for the website itself, where it's Doxing Friends for Canine Education Awareness. For the main text, it reads that, or at least reading it anyway, welcome to Doxing Friends website. Our goal is to serve as a resource for healthy canine pet ownership and advocate for public safety and animal awareness through education, promotional vehicles, and providing resources. We aspire to function as an authority on these topics and serve our communities. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization that strives to provide honest and unbiased information. Doxing Friends for Canine Education Awareness was formed in honor of Doxing Burkad. Hopefully I said that incorrectly. For those who own this website or the organization, let me know if I said it right or said it incorrectly, and then please correct me on that. But anyways, continuing, it says, who passed away on March 6, 2013 due to severe injuries sustained in a dog attack. Doxing Friends would like to educate the public about the importance of understanding dog breeds and how, with proper education and pet care, the number of dog-related incidents can be reduced. Striving to serve as a resource for the canine community, Doxing Friends to provide the most current and updated information available. Relying heavily on media coverage and established canine-related organizations, we pledge to do our best to provide factual information and research. In addition, we will also leverage information from real-life events, striving to be responsible philanthropists. If Daxton's Friends is provided substantial evidence that we have shared incorrect information, we will correct or retract statements. We welcome feedback and invite you to share your thoughts about our organization. Please email us at, there's the email there. If you would like to support Daxton Friends, please click the donate button below. All contributions will support our efforts to advocate for public safety and animal awareness. As a volunteer organization, we appreciate your support. So a couple things comes to mind when I look at this article, as well as look at the actions when it comes to K9-Aversion. I think the first thing that I should bring up is the approach when it comes to this organization and K9-Aversion, where K9-Aversion wants to alt-right ban dogs from the community. We have this organization who understands, some issues involving dogs and dog-related incidences, but also wants to educate people and give awareness to dogs and their behaviors. And it seems like, especially with this organization, they know, or at least understand, the importance of understanding certain dog breeds and the proper education when it comes to pet care, and wanting, their main goal, especially when it comes down to, what has happened, especially when it comes to dog-related instances, finding ways or educating people to reduce said instances. Whereas K9-Aversion, somebody who absolutely is afraid of dogs and wants to spin the narrative of trying to make the world dog-free, uses false narrative as well as misinformation to increase the fear of the individuals who are afraid of dogs, and again try to spin the narrative that the world itself needs to be dog-free and the community or society in of itself needs to be avoid of dogs all in general, actually including cats. Another thing that kind of comes to mind, especially when it comes down to K9-Aversion using this as a point of information for people, is I feel like this person, K9-Aversion, Melanie or whatever their name is, probably did not look at all the information that has been presented by this organization, or if anything, only saw the fact that there was a child, or the organization was named after a child that passed away due to a dog-related incident, and decided to go with it. Since usually, at least this is the argument that a lot of people have made when it comes to K9-Aversion trying to spin their narrative, when it comes down to dog-related instances, as well as her fear-mongering, K9-Aversion would use the sense of, or at least using, the deaths of children to spin her narrative of why we should not have dogs. In which case, if that is the case, and that is the only reason why that this particular organization is linked onto her main page, then that would be kind of insensitive, to say the least. Especially since, again, there's more to the fact that, a child, which I'm just going to say that I feel sorry for the person or the parents that lost their child, but at the same time, it's despicable that K9-Aversion would use this child's death to spin her narrative. And last thing I kind of want to mention is, this is something I've been talking about, especially when it comes to my videos. Because, again, I understand that there is a variety of different people who are afraid of dogs, and more likely have not had much experience with dogs, and if so, have probably had the worst experience with dogs. But at the same time, one thing that I definitely continuously say in my videos is that people, especially when it comes to people who are afraid, should have some understanding, or at least if they want to understand the dogs, or at least have some awareness, have the proper information given to them. And somebody like K9-Aversion, unfortunately, is one of those people that refuses to give proper information to the individuals or their audience. in that case, I think I should probably mention the fact that, or at least in my opinion, I don't want to call it fact, but in my opinion, especially when it comes to K9-Aversion's channel, they do a disservice to their audience, especially, again, with people who are afraid of dogs and are fed misinformation. So, all in all, this organization that I have, in some sense, showcased, and I'm sorry that they're linked to a channel that lies, I'm just going to say, good on them, especially when it comes down to the information that they give and the work that they're trying to do. I'll leave a link in the description down below for those who want to check out their website. But all in all, what are your thoughts? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. If you guys have anything you'd like to add, leave in the comments down below. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you guys want to follow us on social media, links are in the description down below, as well as check out our daily content and the weekly podcast. With that being said, this is Rob Novakast signing off. Have a good one, and take care. Peace.